Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader Stephanie. Today's reading is about your next glow up, and we're going to be looking at different aspects of your glow up, your internal, external, and any other random aspect of yourself or your life that could be glowing up, that maybe you weren't even aware could glow up. So we have 5 piles here for you today. But before we move forward, I could talk about my sponsor for today's video, Psychic Source. Even though I'm an intuitive and have been reading tarot for years now, I still sometimes seek wisdom outside of myself or when I need further confirmation on certain life choices. That's where Psychic Source really helps out. They let you connect with professional, experienced, and gifted advisors from the comfort of wherever you are, through phone call, video chat, or text. My own experience with Psychic Source has been amazing. When I asked a question regarding my love life, my advisor, who also happened to be using cards, was very thorough. For one, I started having this clairvoyant imagery, which doesn't happen very often to me unless I'm hanging out with someone who is naturally very psychic, so I knew she was legit. And two, she picked up on exactly the love terrain I was currently in, which is attracting a lot of the certain type of person that just isn't for me. She picked up on a certain energy that I had to watch out for, and when to expect something real. Overall, she was very insightful, and I can't wait for my next love adventure and what it will bring. So try Psychic Source by clicking the link below in the description. The 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have the Shadowscapes Tarot. Pile 2, we have the Christina Rishi's Cat Full of Spiders Tarot. Pile 3, we have the 8th House Tarot. Pile 4, we have the Weird Cat Tarot. And pile 5, we have the Kitten Nugget Tarot. So take a few deep breaths, think about the next glow up you're about to have, inside, outside, and anywhere else, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Shadowscapes Tarot, then we have your reading here for you about your next glow up. We're going to see how you're going to glow up in this next era of your life, or what your next big significant glow up is, and how it may affect your life. So we're actually going to do 3 parts to this. We're going to do an internal glow up, which will be like your mentality, your emotions. You're going to do the external glow up, which is more physical. And then we're going to do like a little random wild card glow up, like what else can be glowing up in your life, and that can be whatever comes through. So we're going to start with the tarot, and then we're going to get into the oracles to get information on said glow up. So I'm doing this a little bit backwards than how I typically do my readings, but that's just how it's wanting to come through in this one. So we're going to start with the internal glow up is what I'm hearing. So what is your next glow up, and how will it affect you internally, mentally, emotionally? What people don't see. We have the Sun. This is your confidence. You're finally 2 ways of seeing this. Either you will step into your confidence a little bit more, like regardless of how you wake up every morning, regardless of what's going on, you will walk with a sense of power or a sense of dignity, is what I'm hearing. Like a very dignified way of carrying yourself. It's like, I'm here, I'm meant to be acknowledged, I'm meant to be heard, I am meant to be respected, is what I'm hearing. So I'm definitely getting that. That's the most internal of your glow ups. And I feel like people will definitely recognize this as soon as it comes through, because for a lot of you right now, you're in an energy where you're not very confident, or at the very least, you don't appear or come off as confident. We have the 9 of Wands, but oddly enough, it's kind of weird. And I sometimes get this. There are people out there who are very, it's like they lack a confidence, but somehow they feel the need to completely, like, I hope this is coming out right. Like they fight really hard for things that they want because they don't feel they deserve them. And I'm seeing the opposite for you. Because you naturally radiate somebody who is deserving of something, you will get something without asking for it. So that's what I'm getting. I hope that makes sense, because I know it sounds backwards, but that's what I'm getting. It's like with this natural confidence, you don't have to ask. For example, let's say you walk into I don't know, a cafe to order something. Like you don't have to ask your barista twice for something that you ordered, or you don't have to, continuously be asking them, are you, it's like, because you naturally radiate a confidence, you will not have to repeat yourself. You will not have to explain something more than once. It's kind of like things come naturally and easily to you because of how you carry yourself. And I do feel like this will affect it physically as well, but it's more an internal feeling. Like you feel it inside before it really shows. Like you will step into this regardless of where you are in life, regardless of what you look, regardless of what's going on. It's a natural magnetism, I even want to call it. How will this affect your life? I mean, obviously for the better, right? But let's see how more specifically this will affect your life. All right, okay, we got 3 cards. You will definitely be manifesting a lot more quickly. Not only that, but they'll definitely listen to you. Part of the reason everything's coming up reversed, it's letting me know that right now you're not in this energy. You may not even be anywhere near this energy, but it is something that will, I guess I'll pull a card for when it will happen. But I do feel like this is just part of the natural growth process, is you becoming used to your own power, you becoming used to the kind of person that you are meant to be. Because right now, a lot of you, there's a lack of stability, either because you can't find it, or you don't know how to create it, or you aren't used to it. You're not used to the stability that is coming through. And I feel like because of that instability, you don't know how to communicate your needs. So I see this a lot with people who maybe they had a very domineering parent, or like they're used to everybody else taking the wheel, that they don't know how to stand up for themselves. They don't know how to do things independently. So I feel like you're learning how to do that regardless of your age, regardless of where you are in life. You could be coming into a new era of that as well. So I feel like this teaches you how to stand up for yourself, how to stand in your own power, how to cultivate your own sense of stability. And this will bring a lot of luck and abundance for sure. Because when I pulled 1 card, I got 3. So it's like you get more than you bargained for just by this internal glow up, just by understanding your own self-worth, your own power. I want to say power more than self-worth, because I feel like self-worth is a little, we hear it so often that we don't seem to understand what it is. What this means is that you understand you are worthy of being seen, heard, and being taken seriously. So I'm definitely seeing this. I'm gonna pull a card for the time frame of this one, because I'm kind of curious, and I'm also kind of hearing that for some of you. It's like, because I can tell you're not in that energy now, or even if you are working toward it, maybe you haven't quite perfected it. We have 3 of Wands. Okay, so 3s are important. This could either be by March. This could be within 3 months, because I do feel like it's a little bit of a longer time frame. Even though Wands does tend to be quick energy, I doubt it's going to be within 3 days. But maybe within 3 days, you might start seeing the beginnings of this. But anywhere, let's say 3 weeks. Let's say you are someone who catches on to things quickly. It could be 3 weeks, 3 months. Not 3 years, but, or if you're close to March, it could be by March as well. So I'm getting that for the internal glow up. Let's move on to the external glow up. How are you glowing up externally? We have the 8 of Cups reversed. Some of you are going to go back to an old style you used to do that maybe you just kind of fell out of favor with, or maybe it was hard to maintain, but it looked good on you. So I'm kind of thinking of people going back to a hairstyle that looked really good on them, but maybe you wanted to try something else. I'm getting a little bit of that. For some of you, this would be like, for example, letting your hair grow out longer as opposed to cutting it however you typically cut it, or letting your natural hair color show if that's something you like, instead of dyeing it. So you're going back to an old style that looked really good on you. In terms of fashion and trends, sometimes it just means that you go back to doing something that you used to do because it's in style now. But I get the feeling you're mostly doing it because I don't know, there's something about going back to it. But it fell out of favor, out of fashion, or maybe for some of you couldn't even afford it anymore. We have the Knight of Wands, yeah. And like I said, you look really good in this. Whatever this is, it's something that naturally favored you. It could even be, if we're talking about clothes, for example, maybe you used to wear baggy jeans a lot, but then the skinny jean came back in and now you're wearing baggy jeans again. And maybe at first you felt like, no, that's something I wore when I was young. But then you try them on and it's like coming home. It's like, you feel like your natural self again. So that's an example, of course. But I'm getting that you're going back to something that makes you look really good. It even brings back a youthfulness. And again, I'm thinking of hair, how hair can change a face so drastically depending on your face shape, on, you know, or even the hair color. Some styles make us look older, some styles make us look younger, regardless of our age, regardless of what we're trying to achieve here. And some styles just look naturally good. We have the Ace of Cups. You are attracting a partner. I mean, if you are looking for a partner, I feel like you will actually... I mean, I'm not saying that they were always basing you off looks, but I do feel like you're going to pull more romantic attention this way. If you want that. If you're not, then I feel like you may make more friends or people may ask you about it. Because there's something about a particular style that makes you seem more approachable or more accessible. Therefore, you attract more people that way. If that is what you are looking for. And how will this change your... Yeah, I feel like that's how it's changing your life. This is the external changes. I'm gonna get... I guess I'll get a card for like the time frame. I don't feel like that's as important here. Because whatever this is, it's actually not that big of a deal. Like, it's not the glow up you thought it would be, but it's kind of like... And it's not a glow down. I don't think that's really a thing. But you're going back to an old style and making it new because it looks good on you. I think a lot about eyebrow styles. Like, I hated thick brows for the longest time because I had thick brows growing up. But then they became in style, and I really didn't want to give into it because I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to do boy brows or thick brows. And then I did, and I forgot how good they looked on my face because I have a dramatic face and because I have naturally dark brows. They just look natural on me. And people even comment this, that, you know, when I have a thick brow, they tend to like it more. So that's an example. I guess I'll give a time frame just in case some of you are wondering when this will happen. We have Justice. It's funny that Justice comes through because it's like giving justice to something you used to wear that fell out of favor and now it's coming back. So yeah, this is what's coming through. Another way of seeing this could be, I associate Justice with Libra, which is the sign of like aesthetically pleasing beauty energy. So again, that makes sense. So there's no real time frame. I feel like some of you could be doing this now. You could start it tomorrow if you wanted. Or you could do like a throwback. Like, even if something isn't in fashion right now, you may decide to start doing it and people may be like, you know what, that looks good on you. So yeah, whatever this is, it looks good on you. There's no time frame on this. The last one is kind of the wild card. So where else are you glowing up in your life that we haven't brought up here? It's interesting that all of your cards have been reversed, but the time frame ones are the ones that are upright. I did not intend for that to be that way. That's just how the cards are coming through. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. Strength. So your finances are getting better. Some of you are learning how to deal with money or how to invest, whatever assets you have. You're learning how to... It could be negotiations, it could be making deals, it could be bringing in money, handling money. I feel like you're getting used to your finances or your assets or your resources. There's something here about learning how to handle what you have. So for those of you who are trying to get into budgeting, you're learning how to do it and it's fun and you thoroughly enjoy it. Another way of seeing this is learning how to go without. So maybe you leave certain things out of your budget and you don't miss them. Like, I get this from people who say they spend less money going out to eat and they don't really miss going out to eat, or they cut out, I don't know, whatever it is here. So I feel like it's your finances that are glowing up because you're learning how to handle them. And of course, this will affect your life really well, but I want to see how more specifically. We have the High Priestess. Ooh, so you're bringing your intuition into this. And I kind of love this because I do that. I like to play with my intuition. Let's see. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. So you're going to learn how to develop your intuition when it comes to, I think it begins with finances. Like, maybe you ask yourself, okay, where can I get gas for the least amount of money, for example? I'll sometimes do that. And like, your intuition will tell you one way and you go there and then you compare it and it's like, oh, okay, it's right. So you start using your intuitive knowledge, your intuitive hints to go to places where things will cost what you want them to cost, or you could manifest like sales or things on clearance. I do that a lot, pile one. This is why I love going to certain stores, because I will always find the thing I need for an incredibly low price or a manageable price. Like I'm literally that person. For example, just yesterday, I began, maybe this is TMI, but of course I began my period, and of course I get cramps around that time. And I found those patches that they use to alleviate cramps. I literally found them on sale for like half the price or less than half the price. So that was me manifesting something I needed in this way. And a lot of you, you're doing this. It's both parts manifestation and using your intuition to figure out how to handle your resources. So that's just an example, and a lot of you could be doing this. Let's get a card for the time frame here. I feel like you could start this now. There's no time frame on this. The only one with the time frame was this confidence building, just because I can tell some of you are kind of working on that. So we have Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is just whenever you want. I'm hearing you already have this within you. Go ahead and try it out today. Like if you're out right now and you want to, for funsies, you're like, oh, I'm really craving chocolate. Where can I find chocolate for like a really inexpensive price? Which also happened to me, by the way. That also happened yesterday. I found my Tony's Chocolonely for like $1 in the clearance bin. Why it was it? And it was all my favorite flavor too. I was like, oh my gosh. So try it out. I know I do that quite often, and maybe some of you can as well. All right, let's go ahead and head into the oracles to see anything else that wants to come through regarding these glow ups. For my pile one, we have come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. The one thing that was kind of a common denominator in all three of those glow ups is how you're kind of naturally attracting things to you in different ways. Confidence will attract, you know, respect, and it will attract just being taken seriously. I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just respect, but like, what's the word for being taken seriously? I get it's not just respect. It attracts a certain ease from life, you know? I feel like that's what it's gonna bring to you. But it's also, again, with the glow up, it was attracting a certain type of person. I feel people that are more naturally compatible with you, or people who naturally are more your type of people. Like the more authentic you dress, the more authentic you look to yourself, the more you're likely to bring in people who are also authentic to you and the kind of person you are. And of course, with resources, you're just attracting resources that you need. But that's what I'm seeing. Come to me makes also, it also makes me think of the song by Bjork. I think it's what it's called. I think it's just called Come to Me, which is a love song. It's kind of like a love, to me it sounds like a love song. It's kind of like a love spell. So maybe some of you could be working with that, if you're into it, of course. We have Gaia creation. Interesting. You're really stepping into creator energy as well, because I feel like what people forget about manifestation is that it's the ability to create something that wasn't there before, whether it's just an energy, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's maybe literally physical material things that's coming through. So a lot of you are actually stepping into very strong creative energy. Also very earthy energy in this pile. So some of you could be earth signs. I'm specifically hearing, well, I guess all three of them, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. We got three. We got Ron, upheaval, Lilith, rebellion, and Demeter, abundance. What's interesting is that I do feel for you, creating abundance is a form of rebellion, which doesn't make sense. Maybe some of you, it might not sound like it makes sense, but just hear me out, because some of you could have Lilith in Taurus, and it's like by owning things, by having material goods, you have a sense of rebellion, because maybe you came from a family who wasn't used to having abundance, or didn't believe in having abundance, or something along those lines, but you kind of take it the other way around, because I'm hearing Madonna's Material Girl. And for that, the way that song presents itself is that owning material goods is an act of defiance, and that somehow we were taught, regardless of whether we were, whatever it is that you are, whether you were like a woman or somebody from low means, whatever the case is, that you weren't allowed to have things, but now you are. You're allowed to have abundance. You're allowed to have respect, dignity. And I feel like this could even cause a bit of an uproar I mean, it's natural for people to feel some type of way when certain people come into things like wealth or when they accumulate something. But for you, it's kind of like an act of rebellion. It's like, yes, I am allowed to have what I want to have. That's what I'm hearing. So I kind of love that for you. Let's get a few more cards. Pile one. We have sweetness. I like this because whatever it is that this next glow up is, these next little glow ups, it brings in like an easier life, and it brings in like a nicer, an ease of life. Does that make sense? It brings in a sense of ease. Because I'm seeing somebody who's like really confident and sure of themselves. I'm seeing somebody who doesn't have to try to be something that they're not, and somehow they get everything they want. And I do feel like you may even draw some envy from people around you. And rest. Okay, I do feel like you will. Oh, okay, I'm just thinking of the movie Wicked for whatever reason, because I'm noticing we have pink and green twice. Maybe for some of you that that movie, that play, that musical could be important. But I do feel like you're going to be needing less rest, ironically, because you're not being so drained and you're not feeling so out of sorts. Things come naturally to you, so you will feel well rested even if you've only slept a few hours. Pile one. We have fairy. It's okay. So the energy I'm getting from this is really sweet because there's a lightness to it. With fairy, you could even come off as something or someone very magical. Something or someone very magical. Almost like, again, you're manifesting things out of nowhere. You're feeling very at ease in your skin, at ease in whatever it is that you're pulling off here. Because again, I'm being brought to the physical glow up, which is really just you going back to styles that suit you. And people are almost like, oh, look, you dress like you're from this era, but that looks really good on you. Like, you know how just certain people will look really good naturally in, like, for example, like a hippie type of boho vibe. But if you were to try it, it wouldn't look the same. I'm kind of getting that. Because I know girls who, they can carry the bell bottoms and the flares and the what's it called, the paisley print, I guess. They can pull it off really well, but if I try to do it, it just looks weird. So some of you, you're doing a style that fits you. Me personally, I just like a good laid back athletic look, which is funny because I'm not very athletic, but I do like that look. We have desire. Another thing you're manifesting, oh my goodness, because I'm just noticing it. You're manifesting this really sweet energy that is going to draw in a lot of love. It's almost like coquette, flirtatious energy that I'm picking up. And I feel like this is a side effect of the kind of glow ups that you're having. Because like I said, you're attracting new people in. Whatever you're doing, regardless of what you're doing, you're attracting people who are just naturally drawn to you romantically with come to me and desire and creation. Oh, some of you, you're attracting people who want to procreate with you. Take that as it resonates. Okay. We have play. Yeah, there's a really natural sweetness. I feel like some of you may already be in this energy, or this could be the energy that's coming through. Fear is reversed, and I'm keeping it reversed because it's like you let go of fear and you kind of open up that sweet, playful inner child, inner self of yours. And I hesitate to call it inner child because I don't know, where in society we've kind of developed this idea that just because we get older, we're not meant to play and have fun. And instead we call it the inner child, when really that adult is meant to have fun as well. Last card is express. Yes. You're going to be able to express yourself more. And in a free manner, like without fear, without worrying about what anybody may think of what you've had to say. So I'm really loving this energy for you, pile one. You're coming to some playful energy, maybe even flirtatious energy, maybe something that just makes life easier, because glow up doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become a bombshell overnight. It could also just mean that you feel more comfortable in your skin and that you recognize you've always been the beauty you've been looking for or that you've been striving for. And I feel like that's what's coming through for this one. So that is where I leave it, pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile two. If you chose the Cap Full of Spiders tarot, then we have your reading here about your next glow up. We're going to see what your next glow up is. We're going to do this in 3 parts. We're going to do internal, external, and then like a wild card to see where else in your life you may be glowing up that you're not expecting, or anything that doesn't come through in the first 2 sections. So we're going to start with the tarot, and we're just going to go ahead and see how you're glowing up. This is like a no-nonsense pile, that's for sure, because I wasn't even elaborating too much. You just want me to get to it. Okay, pile 2. Internally, this would be emotional, in terms of even your character, your personality even. How are you glowing up? We have the 10 of Pentacles. I didn't even notice there's like a little Christmas scene here. So the month of December could be important, or Christmas if you celebrate it. Maybe some of you were born around that time as well. We have the Star. This is so cute. So you're glowing. You're glowing. You're becoming more stable in the kind of person that you are. You're also becoming more sure of who you are as a person, which I know seems odd, but I'm kind of getting a sense that you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what you're going to invest in, you know what you're not going to invest in. You know exactly who you are. And because of this, you kind of have this radiant personality that a lot of people seem to look up to, or that people are kind of awed by. It's giving diva. I'm not going to lie. It's giving a little bit of a diva energy, but it's not a bad thing. I feel like this is the kind of person you want to have on your side, because you never know when their strong character qualities are going to be able to help them out. Because I'm thinking of Aquarius women. I love Aquarius women. Absolutely adore them. But they kind of seem to have this could be described as like, I don't know, it's like they're not afraid of asking for anything. They're not afraid of being able to create something out of nothing. It's a very honest and frank kind of energy, but it's also very endearing. And I feel like it's something that people find very refreshing. So your inner glow up is going to be you not being afraid of asking for what you want, asking for what you need, or even making friends with like, you know, that stranger down there, or asking anybody for anything. So it's a very, this energy makes sense in certain cultures, but maybe not in others, especially if you're a woman, because I'm seeing very specifically like Aquarius women. I think Aquarius men, people expect men to be charismatic in some cultures or in some circumstances, but here it's coming through that way. So maybe people never pegged you as the kind of person who would be extroverted, or maybe even you yourself don't consider yourself extroverted, but this is how it's coming through. You're coming through as very confident, very radiant. People love to see you coming. People love to see you around. You bring a light, you light up a room. So it's a very bright energy that people really seem to enjoy, adore. And believe it or not, this is how you start building your stability, wealth, or even your credentials, if that is applicable here. So I'm seeing that. This is a really great energy to have in the workplace for those of you who are trying to get into a particular career or work up in your career field. How will this affect your life? Yeah, very no-nonsense energy. I like this. Some of you could be Capricorn, Aquarius cusp. We have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so you don't deal with people who are fake. You don't deal with people who are not, who have something to hide. You don't deal with, I heard mustiness, whatever that means. You don't deal with anybody who is dishonest. Let's put it that way. You don't deal with miscommunication. And I feel like you're going to have a very low tolerance for any of that, especially when it comes to your personal life. This is mostly coming through in like your, either your public life or your career, but it's also going to translate into your personal life. I feel like if you wouldn't put up with something, for example, in the workplace, you wouldn't put up with it in your personal life either. And it's kind of weird because I feel like for some of you, you've been in a certain mode where you kind of forgot what your either your personality or your personal self is. And I see this with people who focus far too much on their career that they almost have no personal life. But I'm seeing this being a good thing because if you were more lenient or more lax in your personal life, like you would let people get away with anything, all because you loved them or because they meant something to you. That's not happening anymore. especially with, for example, family that oversteps their boundaries or romantic partners. I'm getting a little bit of that. So the good news is that you're not putting up with BS at all anymore. You're not dealing with lies. You're not dealing with deception. If anything even smells like a whiff of a deception, you're not dealing with it. Like, you will be able to catch shadiness out of nowhere. It's funny that I keep saying things like musty and whiff and smell. Maybe some of you are going to develop a really great sense of smell as well, or like a very sensitive nose. When will this happen? For my pile 2. We have the 4 of Pentacles. It's going to take some time because a lot of you are still holding on to a previous version of yourself. And this version of yourself moves really slow or has become sluggish due to a lot of baggage from other people. Because even as I brought out this card, I started feeling that sluggishness. As opposed to the energy that I had when I was over here, it was like quick, swift, really good. And here it's like, ugh. Like there's a baggage here. So once you release a particular baggage, it could be 4 weeks, 4 months, or the month of April could be important since the number 4 is coming through here. So whichever resonates more, pile 2. So let's move on to your physical glow up. How will you glow up physically? I heard a haircut for some of you, but I feel like some of you get like regular haircuts. So maybe that doesn't apply. Or you might take a chance on a particular haircut and it looks really good. Because I just saw like a barber. So maybe some of you get regular haircuts. So whenever I think of barbers, I think of like the person you go to for like your usual haircut. I don't know why barber came through specifically. Maybe some of you go to a barber instead of a stylist or vice versa. All right, so pile 2. We have the 6 of Swords. Your physical glow up will require you to go to new places. So this might be like finding a new gym or finding a new place to buy clothing. It could literally be travel. Maybe traveling a lot will kind of help you with the glow up. And I'm also seeing like in terms of like physical activity, this could be like you actually start moving more. So maybe you the way you move is different, therefore different muscles develop, or different, a different body type may kind of be what you develop as a result of new movement. In the Rider Waite, it has the boat. Maybe some of you take up some sort of water sport or swimming or something like that. We have the Magician. Wow. You're looking really good. To me, the Magician, out of it, I don't know why I have like this love affair with the Magician, but to me, the Magician is like the hottest out of all of them because they're able to come up with looks. They're able to come up with certain styles. Like they know they have a combination of knowledge and the ability to do something here. So whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in terms of how you want to look, you'll be able to look that part. So right now is a great time to envision yourself how you want to look. You'll be able to achieve it. You'll also be able to find the right people to help you out in terms of looking better. So I think that's why barber kept coming through, or hairstylist, depending on what you need. So for those of you who are trying to like find somebody new to get some like certain services done, I'm also thinking of like a new manicurist or nail tech, whatever you call them. You might find that, or even like somebody who can help you pick out clothes. So you're actually manifesting your next glow up, your next physical glow up. How will this change your life? This could also be getting clothes tailored to you, for those of you for whom that applies. We have the Queen of Swords. You're gonna look, I heard you're going to look smart, but also you're going to be taken more seriously. It's like, you know how when you see somebody dressed really good, you tend to want to listen to them more? Or when somebody is, it's kind of like pretty privilege, but it's more like the small details are what are going to want to make people listen to you. That's kind of what's coming through. Or you could dress in a way that makes people want to listen to you, which is really interesting. I'm going to get another card. Yeah, with 6 of Pentacles, and you're balancing things out. What's the way to put this? You're balancing things out because I feel like you've been focusing too much on a particular physical aspect of yourself that you kind of forgot the other one. So for example, let's say you do have a banging body. You already have a really amazing body. You don't really need to do anything different other than maintain it. But maybe when you dress up, you dress like, I don't know, maybe your fashion sense isn't exactly where you want it to be. It might be like you focus more on how you dress so that it can accentuate the parts of your body that you have been working out, or vice versa. Maybe you dress amazing, but you could use a bit more, I don't know, something physical. So I'm getting something similar to that. Of course, those are examples. You don't have to follow those. Or maybe you're really good at makeup, but again, your clothing isn't great. So you decide to up your clothing and not focus so much on the makeup. I'm getting a little bit of that. When will this happen? The fact that 6 came out twice, I'm feeling like 6 weeks for sure, or the month of June could be important. I don't feel like it's going to be as far out as 6 months, unless you have like a significant pay raise, and it could take 6 months to build up a certain wardrobe. We have 5, the Hierophant. Yeah, for some of you, this is coming along with like a career change or like a pay raise or a promotion. Maybe you take up a job that allows you to dress in a way that makes more sense to you. Maybe you dress more naturally how you want to dress in a new job. I know that's happened to me before, where I get to move to something else and I get to wear clothes that make sense as opposed to like a uniform. So I'm getting a little bit of that. 5 could be May, but it could also mean 5 weeks, which makes sense. It's like in 5 weeks you get a new job, and the week after you start looking the part. So I'm getting a little bit of that. Take that as it resonates, of course. Let's get your wild card. So where else are you glowing up that we haven't mentioned yet? What is your next glow up? I see a lot of you wearing more either red, orange, or pink. These are all warm colors. Maybe some of you might start dressing in more warm colors. All right. Your other glow up, we have the 4 of Wands. Oh, this is lovely. We have the 5 of Swords. You're going to start caring less about things that don't work out, and you're going to focus more on the positive. And it's funny, I keep seeing this transition of like 4, 5, 6. So I guess 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, months, or maybe those particular months like April through June could be important here. The Tower. You're just letting things happen. You're just, yeah, King of Swords. I feel like for a lot of you, you tend to be overthinkers, or you tend to be people who don't really, like, I get this energy a lot from very anxious types, or people who tend to be very anxious. I feel like you're letting go of worrying so much, because one thing that's coming through is that you recognize that worrying is just a waste of energy and time, when whatever's going to happen will happen. Because the King of Swords next to the Tower, it's like you can be prepared as much as you want. How are you feeling right now in the moment? Because regardless of how prepared you are, if you are in a bad mental space, that's what's going to affect you more than being prepared or not being prepared. I don't know why that's coming through, but I'm getting a little bit of anxious energy here. And I feel like some of you are kind of shaking out of that. And I really love this for you. Lots of Swords energy. This could be my air sign pile, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. With a focus on Aquarius, because we did have this star. But yeah, I see you caring less, and somehow this makes you happier, and this allows for more mental space for other things. It's like, instead of worrying about those things which you cannot control, you're going to worry about the things that you can control and do something about them. And that allows you to gain some sense of control that you've been lacking or been falling out of. And I also see like a gradual growth here. For a lot of you, this could be like a natural, it feels like a maturation, as you get older, you just like naturally grow into certain either mentalities or habits or ways of being. I'm also getting that. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to happen very naturally, but let me go ahead and get a card for the timing of this. So your next glow up is worrying less and feeling more fun. So what's the time frame for that? We got 2. We have the Ace of Wands and Judgment. Oh, wow. So I could literally take this as January 20. 20th, not 22nd, January 20th. You could also take this as, I feel like something or someone kickstarts this. It's almost like somebody gives you the idea, or you get inspired by someone or a particular person. This person you may not even know. Maybe it's somebody famous. Maybe it's like a story you heard somewhere. Because there's like a sense of separation. If it is somebody you know, it's somebody that unintentionally inspired you to do this. Like they didn't tell you to do it. It's just like you took their word or you followed what they did. But I'm getting definitely the beginning of the year with the number 1 or the first of any month. You might even make it like a plan, but I doubt you would, pile 2, because it feels very natural, whatever this is. And back of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, kind of, sort of. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, and Alice in Wonderland can be seen as one of those coming of age stories. So yeah, for a lot of you, it feels like a coming of age, but it doesn't have to be. It could just be growing comfortable in your own skin, growing comfortable in your time, your place, and the person you are. So I'm loving this. Honestly, I'm loving this energy. Let's go ahead and get your oracles to see anything else about your glow up or glow ups that you may have to know for my pile 2. How is my pile 2 glowing up? Okay, these 2 wanted to come out. Dear Woman, Retribution, and Ishtar, Sexuality. I love this. Okay, why did I hear Stella's got her groove back? Which I know that movie's about something else entirely, but I feel like a lot of you, you're feeling sexy again, you're feeling amazing again, but you're also having this confidence. I'm seeing like a very sensual glow up as well, but this is mostly you regaining control of your sensuality somehow. I'm not sure how or why. Maybe there's somebody else involved here as well. Because I'm kind of getting... Let me just get the rest of your cards, but I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe somebody in the past made you feel very like they made you feel either unattractive or like you weren't worthy of something. And this feels like a revenge makeover or a revenge glow up. Some of you are actually focusing on that. So if that's what you've been doing, that's definitely coming through rather strongly. And more so than that, you're attracting somebody who will take care of your heart. Some of you could wear braids, or you could be into somebody who wears braids. Also earrings. I'm really noticing their earrings. Like I love both of these looks, by the way, because I actually like to wear my hair like both of those. That's why that's coming through. But let's see, pile 2. We have Athena, Strategy. Interesting. So this is my pile of really intelligent people, because we have the Queen of Swords, which I always associate with Athena because she is the goddess of strategy. And I feel like you are using your glow up to your advantage. Maybe some of you are intentionally doing your glow ups. Like, for example, for those of you who work out, because I am getting like a very strong energy here, some of you may intentionally be going out of your way to work on certain parts of your body that need more help than others, according of course, to whatever you may need. I'm not saying that you should. I feel like some of you are already taking the steps to a glow up. Maybe some of you are taking up like a new skincare routine, or maybe you're picking clothes that look better on you. Whatever you're doing, you're moving with a purpose. Like you're no longer... I really like this energy because you know what you want and you go after it. I think I already said that, but it's coming through again. You do a lot of things with intention. Because Dear Woman, to me, makes me think of revenge. It also makes me think of protecting that which is near and dear to you. We have Plant Yourself Here. Integration, embodiment, grounded action. Ooh, some of you could be going out in nature a little bit more. Because as soon as I heard plant and grounded action, I just thought of like being out in the woods. Which maybe for some of you, that's where you go to recharge, or that's where you... Some of you could get a glow after you've been outside a lot. I know some people do that. I know I have that. Like I like to go on a trail and I will feel like either like I'm glowing, like my energy will just feel so much better. And for me, that's a literal glow up because I feel like I'm glowing. So maybe some of you could be doing a little bit of that and it's actually looking really good on you. Let's get the rest of your cards. Some of you could take up gardening and maybe that's going to help out a lot. And of course, in a more metaphorical way, I feel like by grounding yourself or finding a sense of grounding, you actually glow up. Pile 2. We have Observer. I'm going to hold off on that one. I'm going to get the rest. We have Disruption. Interesting. And Reflection reversed. I'm kind of getting a side note here that a lot of you may be observing certain things happening and all they are is a reflection of what's going on either within you or within people. Whatever you're observing is a reflection of something. Sometimes it's ourselves when we either intentionally or unintentionally project, and sometimes it's just meant to show you that there's something going on. Like when people tell you their life story and then you see similarities in their life story and the story of either you or somebody else. So there's something going on there. We have Abundance. It's funny because I wasn't really getting much about abundance here. But I do feel like that's part of your glow up as well, is like you will get an abundance of whatever it is that you need, whether it's money, time, or health. We also have Connect. Interesting. Like I said, a lot of you, you're regaining your sense of like sensual energy and sensual power, and somehow that allows you to connect with more people. That's what I'm seeing. Because sometimes that energy of like making friends, making connections can feel quote, quote, seductive, but not in a, you know, like an 18 plus way. It's more like being able to have a magnetism that draws people in, but for whatever reason it's coming through as like a sensuality here. You have Harvest. Yeah, you're coming into a very abundant life for sure. Like you're coming into a very abundant era, and that's part of your glow up. And Courage. This is like the courage to not, how do I say this? The courage to carry your plans through, the courage to not be afraid of what the world presents you. Because I feel like, yes, you go after the things you want and you know what you want, but sometimes the only thing getting in the way of these things could be your own self, or your self-doubt, or wondering whether something is going to be worth it or not, or wondering whether you're going to be quote, quote, liked or not by other people. And I feel like you're caring less and less and acknowledging that people themselves don't know what they want. So how can they know whether they want you or not? I'm kind of getting that, which is really interesting. So you're no longer taking it personally when people don't want anything to do with you. It's like, okay, whatever, that's them, and I'm here, I'm me. That's a reflection more of them than yourself. That's what's coming through. But I love this energy for you, Pile 2. This is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose the number, the 8th house tarot, then we have a reading here for you about your next glow up. We're going to see how you're going to glow up in this next chapter of your life, or what your next glow up will entail. We're going to do this in 3 sections: your inner glow up, your outer glow up, and then like another way you will glow up, a little wild card, random way that you will glow up that you weren't seeing. And then we're going to go into it more with the oracle. So we're going to start with the tarot for my Pile 3. What's their internal glow up? This will be more personality-wise or emotionally, mentally. The things people don't really see at first glance. So what's your next internal glow up? You're taking your time with things more, I'm hearing. Like, especially if you're used to rushing, or if you're used to being more on like at high speed. I feel like you're going to be slowing down to your natural pace, or just slowing down in general. You have the Queen of Wands. there's definitely like a charismatic, magnetic kind of charm that you're bringing on. So your personality is definitely going to get an upgrade here, or people will find you to be more charming, more magnetic, more fun to be around for sure. We also have the Hanged Man reverse. People are definitely going to see you differently. I think because of this, it's funny because the Queen of Wands is typically more of an external kind of card. Like this is physical beauty. But here it's coming through as like people are going to start seeing you differently, or they're going to start, whether it's because of something you do internally or externally, they're going to start seeing you differently. So the way you're going to be treated, the way you're going to be viewed and perceived, that's going to be different. So it may not even be so much what you do internally. It's more like how people perceive you. And I feel like and this is a positive thing, you're being perceived very positively, more fun, more magnetic, more charming. So that's your next internal glow up. How will this affect your life? We have the Emperor. You're letting go of control. Oddly enough, I feel like, because Queen energy can be, you know, controlling, being in charge, but I feel like you're letting go of having to handle so much or deal with so much. You're letting go of control, and I guess this is really stepping into your feminine energy, but a type of feminine energy that you're comfortable with. So let's say you don't typically care for feminine energy. Maybe you actually enjoy being in control, calling the shots, being the one who leads. This is you stepping a little bit back away from that and allowing the universe to lead, allowing everybody else to lead, but still putting your input, still being granted your wishes, your desires. It's kind of like you make it known what you like, and somebody comes through, somebody or some people, the universe, whomever, somebody besides you comes through to deliver that. So this could even be a person, or even just the people around you. Let's say you throw it out there to your friends, family, romantic interest that you would like to do something, and then they just go ahead and do the thing for you, or they tell you, oh yeah, I booked us a thing and we're gonna go do that. I'm getting something like that. So this is your internal glow up. You're just kind of the world is your oyster. You're kind of, it's giving like princess energy. Like you just become a passenger princess to life, essentially. Even if you're typically not into that, it's like people want to spoil you, or people want to do things for you, or they're seeing that you just have taken on so much that they want to do something for you. And the time frame for this one was pretty quick. So I feel like a lot of you, you're going to see this probably either instantly or like literally like the next day. I'm thinking within the next few days. But let me go ahead and get a time frame for this. We have the World, yeah. What's interesting is we have 12 reversed, which I thought of as 21, and then here we have 21. So something about 21 days could be important. I'm also thinking December 21st, because at the time that I'm going to release this video is like right before December or early December, depending on when I release it. But this could be at any time. Also so the 21st of April, the 12th of April, whichever one makes more sense here. And actually, both December 12th and April 12th, both December 21st and April 21st begin the earth signs of Capricorn and Taurus, respectively. So you could be a fire earth cusp, or that could be important. That could be an important time. So yeah, what's going on internally? Your charm is going up. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard that, but it sounded like something ran into my house. Okay, all is good. Anyway, onto the external glow up. For my pile 3. What's going on externally? We have the Tower, Mars. We have the Ten of Pentacles, Mercury and Virgo. So there's some sort of health, I mean, I don't want to call it a health issue, but there could be some sort of health related circumstance that pushes you to become more active, or that pushes you to do something rather quickly. So let's say your doctor says that you need to lower your cholesterol, therefore you change your diet, and that diet makes you look better. I'm getting that. That is what's coming through. Or maybe And of course, that's an example. I'm not a medical professional here, but I do feel like something either health-wise, whether it's mental health or physical health, is going to allow you to adopt a new lifestyle rather quickly, because Tower Moment is like instantaneous. It's out of nowhere. And oddly enough, this allows you to look better. So I'm getting a little bit of that, like drinking more water will of course make your skin look amazing, and quitting things like smoking or drinking will of course make you look better. I'm getting something like that. It could also just be like your doctor says you need to work out more, so you work out, and it's all like it's all being affected by something that happens. And this will happen rather out of nowhere, because maybe you didn't know you had, I don't know, high cholesterol levels, therefore you adopt a new diet, you know? Or what's another example? Maybe your skin starts breaking out, so you stop eating a certain food and you start looking better. Like, I know that for me is a big thing. When I was younger, I didn't notice that I was allergic to dairy products. So once I cut out real milk and started drinking like dairy alternatives, my skin cleared up way more. And you can still see it. Like if I eat certain dairy products, like I will break out. So that was like that's that kind of situation that is coming through. So something is gonna cause you to drop something that makes you look better, or start something that makes you look better. So that's your next physical glow up. It could even be like hair. Maybe you take supplements for hair or something like that. These are all examples, of course. I am not a medical professional, but I feel like something will be affecting you in that way. You don't even, and for some of you don't even have to go to a doctor. Maybe you just notice that certain habits have been detrimental to your health or well-being, so you just drop them. Because I'm getting people who like quit smoking cold turkey as soon as they find out that, you know, they're pregnant. I know a lot of women who do. And of course that makes them look better, because suddenly they're not dehydrating their skin, or yeah, like that glow. I'm getting pregnancy glow. Maybe for some of you it's also that, like maybe you get pregnant and you literally glow up. Because there are women whom pregnancy looks really good on. How this will affect you. 10 of Cups reversed. Mars and Pisces. This will affect you. This is going to bring more positivity in your life in general. I do feel like family is affected here. So you may do something for your family. It's like, again, I'm just providing examples here. You find out your kids have asthma, so you quit smoking cold turkey. It's something like that. Or, but it's going to be something positive for both you and the people around you. So I do see that, like, whatever this is, it brings joy, it brings happiness. It's not even about like you looking better. That's just a side effect. That's just like another positive outcome that you weren't even thinking about. But it's going to be one of those things where like you're not even thinking about your physical appearance, and then people say, oh, you look great, what have you been doing? And you think about it for a minute, because you're like, well, I haven't changed anything besides I quit drinking, and you know, and that will look good on you. So you're quitting something. It's typically a vice that you're quitting, or something that is just not healthy for you, and that's making you look better. And maybe this is just a sign from the universe that you might have to drop something. Whatever it is, it doesn't even, I don't know, I feel like that's your next glow up. You drop something and then everything just gets better. Like you weren't expecting it to get that good, but it gets better. And the people around you are very appreciative of it, both because of how you look and because of what you're doing for yourself, and because of what you're doing for them. Because I feel like they're not forcing you to do it, but you do it out of love. Because look at all these hands here. I'm thinking of people joining hands, holding hands. So you may be doing something for somebody else and it looks good on you. Especially with Mars and Pisces. I have this, and Mars and Pisces is an interesting placement because we tend to love to do things for other people. Maybe not ourselves, but we will love to do things for other people. I mean, that's Pisces in general, right? But still, Mars and Pisces kind of elevates that. Let me get a time frame for this. We already have the 10 here twice, so October could be important. Maybe that's when you started and you're starting to see the effects, or that's when you will start, or that's when you will see the effects. It also makes me think of like a number of completion, like a 10 out of 10. And of course, a 10 out of 10 in terms of looks here. So the time frame for the external, we have the 6 of Cups, Moon and Taurus. Sorry, 6 of Pentacles, Moon and Taurus. It's interesting that there's so many hands here. For some of you, maybe hands are involved somehow. which makes me think of like a massage or using your hands for something. I also think of like energy work, Reiki, which is used with hands. And again, I know when people do Reiki, both the person who does Reiki and the person receiving it, there's a literal glow, which tends to make them look younger, healthier, more vibrant. So maybe some of you are picking up things like Reiki, something spiritual that inadvertently makes you feel, well, not feel, but look good. Again, I feel like you drop something that is no longer good for you and you glow up. That's what I'm getting. Or you pick up something that is good for you and you glow up. That's lovely. All right, let's move on to the next section. This is the wild card. Any other way that you are glowing up that is going to affect you. So for my pile 3. We have the 5 of Wands reversed, Saturn and Leo. Like I said, a lot of you, you're kind of calming down. Because I understand this because I'm this way too. Like I tend to have a lot of energy. So I'm very energetic. I tend to do a lot. I tend to run around a lot. I'm very fast. I'm a little impatient. I'm seeing you slow down. And that's kind of what's coming through. Because I'm kind of being forced to slow my pace here. But at a healthy rate. Like I'm not saying you're slowing down completely. It's more like you're relaxing. We have Death. Yeah, a complete transformation. You're about to go through a new stage of life or something that really changes you. And I think that's part of the reason you slow down, or that's part of the reason that you are going at a different pace. Maybe that's a better way to say it. So your next glow up is you taking the time to do the things you need. I'm also seeing you less angry. Like there's a transformation where you suddenly, you don't get mad about things as much, or you don't get as riled up about things. Like you get less triggered. The 5 of Wands reversed is like, upright, it's very feisty energy, very fiery, combative energy. Reversed, it's like you're not gonna put up with it. You're still not putting up with anything, but you're not gonna make a big deal out of it, and you're not gonna be. I just see you less argumentative, less angry, less stressed, less pressed about things. Let's put it that way. How will this affect your life? Magician. You gain more control when you let go of control. When you know there's something you can't control or there's nothing you can do about something and you just let it be, ironically, you gain more control over yourself, over your decisions. You get a clearer head. Basically, it levels up your life in every way. That's what I'm getting. Because the Magician card, I love the Magician card. It's one of my favorites. Next to like the World, the fact that they both come through here lets me know that this is a major up level in your life. So your next unseen glow up is that you're happier. You're less angry. You let go of things that you can't control. Because Death is also a card of acceptance in a way. So I feel like you feel more accepting of how things are. I'm kind of getting it is what it is. And ironically, because you accept that mentality, you have more control over your life. Does that make sense? Like you release control of that which you can't control. And instead you control yourself. And that gives you an immense amount of power or an immense amount of feeling of fulfillment. And I really love that energy for you, pile. For you, pile 3. The time frame I'm getting for this is the 13th of both January and May. Interesting that we're still in like the like Capricorn and Taurus season, because the 12th, sorry, December 21st, and then April 21st, we head into those. And then, yeah, so I feel like Capricorn and Taurus season could be when you start seeing this the most, or you might see that. But let me get a card for the time frame. We have the 2 of Pentacles, Jupiter and Capricorn. I'm hearing 2 years. So you may see this play out within 2 years. Like you slowly become this, or you slowly accept it. And then back of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Yeah. And I'm also getting January. I mean, I guess, not January, February. But something about the Earth seasons could be important here. So specifically Capricorn and Taurus, but also Virgo. And then the High Priestess here. Your intuition is amping up. Ironically, or I guess not so ironically, all of this is leading to you following your intuition more, or your intuition amplifying. So beautiful energy. Let's go ahead and move on to your oracles. I kind of don't want to leave this energy because it feels really nice. So you might find people wanting to stay with you longer, or wanting you to stay with them longer, whatever the situation is. So for your oracles, for your glow up, your next glow up pile 3. We have bossed play. Yeah, a more playful energy. You're going to be more fun. That's that the Queen of Wands energy, which makes sense because the Queen of Wands is known for having her little black cat, and Bast is the goddess of cats, amongst other things. So that makes a lot more sense. So I feel like your energy is going to be more playful, more youthful for sure. Or even if it already is, I feel like you're really going to make it a point to stay in that energy because it's your personality. Oddly enough, this playful energy does make you look very attractive, like both romantically and in general to people. So it's a magnetism that you have. We have Hecate Crossroads and just one more. Medusa Protection. Interesting. I want to say these two are related somehow. I just forget the mythology because Hecate, she's the light bearer, and Medusa is tucked away in that labyrinth. So I feel like you're going to be very protected in your next journey. There's also this feeling that you kind of you avoid a lot of negativity. That's what I'm getting with Medusa, oddly enough. You avoid a lot of negativity because people who can't handle you won't be able to really be around you. Or people that you don't like won't be around you. It's like, and I see this a lot, like if somebody is like really high vibrational and an amazing person, like low vibrational people will try to get around them and it just doesn't work. I'm getting a little bit of that. It's like so for example, and this could work either way. Let's say somebody is just full of crap and you know it and you don't like them. They won't be in your energy very long. They won't even be able to stand being next to you for more than like a few minutes, and then they'll go away. I'm getting a little bit of that. That Medusa energy is very protective. So the crossroads, I do feel like you're about to embark on a new journey, and this is part of the reason why. It's because the energy you're currently in, or the people you're around, you're changing to a degree where you no longer resonate with them. We have gift. Somebody could give you a gift. This is so sweet. The universe could bestow a gift upon you, but I feel like there's going to be a gift that somebody gives you that is really important somehow. Maybe even life-changing. And maybe it doesn't seem like that at first, but I feel like you're going to receive a gift. It does feel something physical. If not physical, then something to do with time. Time or, yeah, because to me, like, the gift of time is important. Like, like in love languages, quality time is one of my things. It's a very big thing. So you're going to receive either a physical gift or like time with somebody or something that is important here. I'm also seeing that you yourself could be like a gift to people. We have trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. Yeah, you're going through a growth cycle. Trust the seasons. I feel like you're changing with the seasons, whether it's the earth seasons like fall, winter, spring, summer, or if it's the maybe holiday seasons for some of you, or even the astrological seasons, because I did bring up Taurus and Capricorn season. So I feel like you're going to be trusting the cycles of change. You're going to be trusting how things go. Again, it's go with the flow energy. You're letting go of control, or you're letting go of the idea that you have to control something and just allowing life to be, and noticing how wonderful it is when you just let it flow, when you just let things happen, when you let the natural course of life go through. We have ideation and anger reversed. See, what did I say? You're letting go of anger. Like whatever this angry energy is that you hold in, you're releasing. And in doing so, life becomes easier. And look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anger. We all have anger to some extent, but some people hold it in. So let's say you're not an angry person. Let's say you keep seeing the angry card and you're like, oh, that's not me. You do have anger. Like everybody does. It's something we all have. The problem is how we express it. because there's healthy ways of expressing it and unhealthy ways of expressing it. A healthy way would be like, for example, going to the gym and having a really intense session, or I don't know, I guess video games or something like that. I'm trying to think of like healthy ways to release anger. The non-healthy ways are, of course, exploding on people or things and hurting yourself in that regard, or never showing anger at all is just as detrimental, because you need to express emotions in order to release them. So I feel like you either learn how to handle your anger, or you just start feeling less angry. One way of releasing anger that is healthy is communicating your needs, wishes, desires, how they were not met and how they can be met in a way that is respectful for you and anything or anyone involved. So that is coming through. Let's get the rest of your cards, pile 3. But I'm also seeing you getting, like, let's say something used to upset you a lot. You see, I feel like that thing that used to upset you a lot will no longer upset you. For example, people canceling plans. Maybe that used to make you upset, but now it's like, oh, well, it is what it is. We'll hang out next time. We have compassion. We have root. You're definitely working with the root chakra, because I'm just noticing these are both like the color red, or at least, I don't know what color this looks like, but to me it looks like red. It might be orange. It looks like red. And those are both colors typically associated with the root. So a lot of you could become much more grounded. We have illuminate. Didn't I say Hecate was the light bearer? So it's like you bring a light wherever you go. And I feel like that's a good thing to do. Like, you illuminate things within people. You make them realize certain things. You may point things out that they hadn't seen before. And give. Interesting that we have gift and giving. But I feel like you're more receiving than you're giving. Like, people are giving to you. You're giving your time, your energy, your enlightenment, if you will. And in turn, you're receiving something else from them, and work reverse. So you're probably going to be working less, or life will just feel less like work and more like play. So that's your next glow up, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the Weird Cat Tarot, then we have a reading here for you about your next glow up. We're going to see what your next glow up is going to be in terms of your internal glow up, your external glow up, and anything else that could be glowing up in your life or in any other aspect of yourself. So we're going to start with the tarot. We're going to see the 3 sections, and we're going to go on to the oracles to see more in depth what your glow ups are about. So the first part is the internal. This could be personality, emotionally, or things that just aren't apparent on the surface. So how is my pile 4 glowing up? We have the 5 of Swords reversed. Lots of optimism. Lots of optimism. And it's weird because I was getting this message that you're becoming more patient as well. So I don't know if the 5 of Swords reversed could be seen as patience, but it's coming through this way where you're becoming more optimistic. You're becoming less discouraged by everything around you. It's like you're always looking for the silver lining, or you look for the positive in even the most negative things. So I do see you becoming a lot more positive. We have the Moon. Very intuitive. Also, you're becoming, I don't want to say you're becoming quiet, but it's kind of like you're tapping into that emotional side of you. So you're becoming more patient, more sympathetic, I guess is a way of saying it. Not saying that you weren't before, but the empathy, the sympathy is getting more profound than usual. And 7 of Cups reversed. This is so interesting because I'm kind of seeing, if you're typically overwhelmed by either ideas, emotions, choices, I feel like you could be easily overwhelmed, or maybe you don't typically take enough time to review the things that are going on. I feel like this is changing because of your sympathy, because of the what did I call it before? The optimism. This is really interesting energy because I feel like you're slowing down, and there was a pile that had a similar message where I felt like you were slowing down. Maybe you're coming from that one, but here I'm being specifically told that the reason you're slowing down is because you're reviewing your options and understanding that sometimes because you have options doesn't necessarily mean that they're good ones. Like, I'm thinking of like when people date and they may have a lot of options, but maybe those options are all garbage, you know? So it's like, do you really have options if they're not great? I'm getting a little bit of that. I'm also getting, again, the patience coming through, and there's like an emotional side to you. Maybe some of you aren't typically that in tune with your emotions, or you're not typically that in your heart space, because I'm feeling the heart chakra opening and blossoming, and it feels beautiful, but I feel like it's a very different kind of space than what you're used to. Yeah, it's lovely being in this energy. How will this change your life? And look, okay, so before I move on, these cats here. In this first one, there's these cats that are kind of like tense, fighting, they're at odds with each other. And then in the next card, the moon card, there's two cats that are just coming face to face. It could be possible that if you have any tension between you and somebody else, or any sort of misunderstanding, there could be an understanding, like you come together and you kind of talk things out, sort things out, something along those lines. Which is really interesting. So take that if it resonates, and take that only if you want to make up with somebody that you would like to have a heart-to-heart. Because I feel like this wouldn't be somebody that has done you wrong or that has completely messed things up. There's no toxicity here. It's more like you're trying to understand somebody and where they're coming from. So that's one way it will help with your life. How else? The sun reversed. Putting your ego aside. Not saying that you had an immense ego, but our ego can also be that which makes us a little bit stubborn, or which kind of, it's our pride, but the pride that keeps us from like doing things that we should do. I don't know. It's weird to explain it because I'm not trying to make it out like you have a terrible ego here, pile for, but I feel like our ego can also keep us bound in fear of doing certain things, or it can keep us blocked from things that could be good for us. Because one thing about growth is that we learn to set our pride, but like the toxic pride aside, you know. I feel like there's something here about that. And I'm not saying you're going to let everybody back into your life or anything like that if you don't want them. It's more like there's something about understanding people and your empathy just like growing tenfold. We also have the Two of Swords. Also understanding that no response is a response as well. I feel like you're going to become a person of less words, because I'm channeling for sure, but I'm also not getting so many words here. It's like sometimes less is more when it comes to what needs to be said. And I feel like you're becoming intuitive, because the moon card can also be, at least the way I'm being told to read it here, it can be like intuitive hints, intuitive nudges, intuitive communication. So this is like being around somebody and not needing to explain anything, because you already know how you both feel. You've already understand each other. This is interesting. So this is one internal glow up, which I'm not sure if it feels like a glow up, but it's kind of like it's a new energy you're coming into. I wonder if there's somebody else involved here. What is the time frame for this? All right, we got two. We have the Queen of Pentacles and Justice. Beautiful. So it's going to take as long as it needs to. I am thinking of, well, Libra season because of the Justice card, as well as any Earth season. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But mostly I'm hearing it's going to take however long this is, like however long it needs to take is how long it's going to take. Because again, there's something about patience here. So you're definitely learning to be patient with yourself, learning to be patient with this new feeling, this new way of viewing life. Because it feels like the heart space has softened, or like it's opened, or that there's something new here. So you're becoming much more, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but that's what I'm feeling. Like the sympathy has opened up tenfold, or you understand things much more deeper. And it's lovely. All right, your physical glow up, pile 4. I hope that made sense, by the way, because I feel it more than I For this particular, the way I'm feeling this, it's clairsentience as opposed to like clairaudience or even claircognizance. It's clairsentience. All right, pile 4, your external glow up on the outside. We've got the 4 of Cups. I just heard releasing water weight, whatever that means. But I also feel like you're releasing stress weight. Okay, if any weight that you've accumulated is due to any negative emotion like stress, because we tend to retain negative emotions, kind of like how we retain not negative weight, but weight that is undesirable, or even just, I don't know. I feel like you're releasing that as opposed to like muscle weight, which is healthy and good for you so you can pick up things. You're releasing the stress weight, you're releasing water weight, you're releasing something here. So you're releasing something you don't need from your body is what I'm hearing. But because it's Cups energy, water energy, this could also be releasing emotions. So you're releasing toxic emotions, which actually that goes hand in hand with the internal glow up. And that's actually going to help you look better somehow. Like I see you smiling more, laughing more. Like this cat has cute little rosy cheeks. You could even have like a natural flush to your face, color in your face. We have the Knight of Cups reversed. I'll be honest, pile 4. I am getting a very strong feeling that some of you are opening up that heart space because you have found love in some way. And I'm not necessarily talking about romantic love, though of course that could be the case with the Knight of Cups reversed here. Because some of you are looking better because of a person around you. I'll be honest, you're looking better. Whoever you're hanging around, whether it's friends that like really help you glow up, or whether it's, I get this a lot with like, new mothers sometimes, like they'll just have a healthy glow because they have a baby that they, that they absolutely love. Or even if it's a romantic partner, though of course I'm not saying that you have to find one in order to look better. I feel like there's people around you that are helping you look better, whether it's someone who keeps you smiling, somebody who keeps you just feeling loved. And when you feel loved, it shows. That's what I'm feeling, Sorry, I got really emotional for a moment, pile 4, I'm sorry. But the Knight of Cups makes me think of like, when people who, again, trying to take the romantic aspect out of it. Like when little children come up to you and say that you're, that you're really pretty or you're really beautiful. I'm getting a little bit like that. Like you glow, therefore you just look absolutely beautiful and gorgeous because of something going on inside, some sort of emotional thing going on, and it literally made my eyes ball. Like I don't want to describe why. I don't really want to share it, but I feel like there's people around you making you look better, and it's beautiful. I feel like there's also that sympathy that makes you just beautiful. There's an internal glow up, there's an external glow up. They really do go hand in hand in this case. But I feel like, I'll be honest, you're going to keep this a little bit secret because I'm trying to tap into who this is. And if it is romantic, you're not going to talk about it, which is fair. Because sometimes Cups energy can be a little bit of secrecy. And I'm not saying there's anything toxic behind the secrecy. I feel like this is just your own thing between you and somebody else. So you're going to be glowing and people are going to be wondering how and why. And you yourself, ooh, 9 of Wands. You yourself may not understand it, but I feel like you're just going to stand on your own feet and be like, oh, I'm just happy. I'm just in a good mood. But yeah, I see you smiling more. I see your emotions, because you're feeling positive emotions. You look positive. You look happy. Some of you could have like a water ascendant, like I do. I have Pisces. So your emotions will definitely affect the way you feel. When you feel, awful, you tend to look bad. But when you feel amazing, you tend to look amazing. Regardless of whatever it is that you have going on, no matter how much makeup you wear or what you're wearing, your emotions will dictate how you appear. Unfortunately, when you are a water rising, how will this affect your life? You have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, patience. You're going to become patient, but I'm trying to figure out what this has to do with, a lot of you, you're looking healthier. You're looking much more healthy. Again, you're releasing the weight that you don't need. And if you need to gain weight, you're gaining the weight that you do need. So let's say you gain muscle and instead lose the, I don't know what it's called, but like the flabby fat that you don't need. It's kind of that. You're converting or converting fat into muscle. I'm seeing that. And I don't know if you're actually exercising or if this is, again, an emotional thing, because things like stress can affect how we look. So you could be releasing that and it's making you look great. Overall, you also look healthy. Or you could be taking the steps to be healthy, because this little cat is carrying a strawberry and I think that's adorable. Maybe you're eating more fruits and veggies. And Three of Pentacles. This is actually going to improve your work life somehow, especially if the way you make money is somehow tied to your looks. That could really help. But I'm also seeing people wanting to be around you more, people wanting to know what you did, you know, people being very up in your business and curious, but you're just over here hiding secrets because whatever this Knight of Cups energy is, I mean, it could be like having to keep a pregnancy quiet until you can, you know, share it with the world. Or again, if you're in a new relationship, maybe you just don't want to tell people about it. Maybe you're just kind of wanting people to mind their business. But it's drawing a lot of people. It could also draw in clients, ironically, again, especially if what you do has to do with your physical appearance. I'm seeing that. Or if it has to do with things like fashion or makeup, that would make a lot of sense. So yeah, I feel like you have everybody watching, because even this cat has 3 eyes. Like, people will not be able to ignore the fact that you're glowing and looking amazing. And I'm trying to see physically like what's going on, and truth is you're just smiling more, you're just happy. You have that flush, you're glowing. And you look healthy. Also, you look hot. With the Knight of Wands, I'm like, oh, okay. You're gonna be gaining a lot of attention, like physical attraction from other people as well. But here you are, like, with your own person, just nobody knows about it. It's just you and them. Like, you're in your bubble. I guess you're in your own thing. And you're going to have to tell them, actually, I'm not looking for anyone. And they're like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? You have a girlfriend? And you're just like not even sure what to say. I'm getting a little bit of that. So you're glowing and it shows. All right, what's the time frame for this? We have the 3 of Wands. I'm hearing soon. I give it 3 weeks, 3 months. 3 weeks to 3 months. Definitely by March. Because 3 came out twice here, interestingly enough. 3 weeks to 3 months. All right, and then the last glow up. What other way are you going to glow up that we're not really expecting? For my pile 4. We have Judgment. Oh, I love that. We have the 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, something's going to happen where your life is going to become easier. You make a decision, a solid decision that is not going to be easy to overturn, but it makes your life easy. Because the 10 of Wands is like letting go of a burden. 10 of Wands is letting go of something here. Something that made your life hard or difficult. You're letting go of it finally. Also, it's interesting that a lot of these cards have like 2 cats in them when they typically don't, because in the Rider-Waite it's got 3 people. It's got like 2 adults and then a bunch of children, or smaller people, I guess, I'm not sure. But here we have like 2 cats. And again, I'm thinking of like, I keep feeling 2 of Cups energy in this entire reading, but I have not seen the 2 of Cups at all. I'm even feeling like Lover's energy, but that hasn't shown up. But it feels, I guess because it's so heart chakra centered, it feels like love, but it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. It's just like the love of life and love of yourself and the love of everybody. How will this affect your life besides making it easier? But life gets easier. The Star. You start seeing hope where you didn't see it before. You start seeing your options. You start seeing that there's things out there that you haven't really been acknowledging. I feel like there's new opportunities, again, that you haven't seen, because you're finally slowing down to see your options, as mentioned in that first glow up here. You're finally starting to see like what you're capable of. And I truly love this, because I feel like a lot of you have gone without hope. Maybe you're in a hopeless state right now, or in a hopeless space, but that's changing for sure. What's the time frame for this last glow up? Okay, you got 2 cards again. 9 of Cups, Queen of Cups. Oh, this is beautiful. I just heard whenever you want. I heard whenever you want. So whatever this is dependent on when you want to take it there. There's a decision you have to make that is going to be life-changing, and you get to decide when that is. And once you do, things will get easier and you will find more options available to you. So that's what I'm seeing. Because the Nine of Cups could, oh, interesting. For those of you who are trying to conceive or have a baby, I'm thinking of 9 months, and Queen of Cups is motherly energy. So for some of you, it could be when you decide to have children, if that applies to you. If not, this can be whenever you want, because you are the creator here. My pile 4. This is beautiful. This has been like a completely different reading for sure. Back of the deck, we have the Six of Cups reversed. This is so sweet. This is so sweet. There's like a lot of love in this one. Your next glow up is full of love. It's started by love. It's sustained by love, and it will continue to grow the love that's already there. Oh, I love this. King of Swords, Four of Pentacles. But yeah, I feel like there is a feeling of secrecy in this entire thing. So whatever this is, you're not really telling everybody about it. It's like your own thing. It's between you and whoever you want it to be, or whoever needs to hear about it. But let's go ahead and move on to the oracles, because it's weird. I'm trying to tap into this energy, and as much as I do, like there's like a little sacred barrier that even I can't penetrate through, which is fine. But just know that this next glow up, you're going to be full of so much love and emotion. Also, this entire reading, I have felt very, very calm. Which isn't the case for all the other piles. All right, let's get your oracles to close it off. Pile 4. We have After the Rain, Silver Lining, Relief, Hope, Mercy, It's Over, and Acceptance. Yeah, it's kind of like the worst is over. The worst that you've had to deal with is finally through, and now all you have to look forward to is happy times. Or at least for the moment, it's like, you know, because life isn't always happy times, but it's like you're kind of done with some really dark episodes of your life, or you're done with like the struggle, the difficulty, and now things become easier. It's like after the rain. Which is funny because right now it feels like it hasn't really rained all day, but it's felt like it's been going to rain, and now it just sounds like it's rained even though it didn't, which is weird. All right, let's get the rest of your cards. We have Star. It's funny that Star keeps coming through here. Some of you could be Aquariuses. This is definitely Aquarius energy, but it's also the feeling of like hope. I just keep getting hope here. Your next glow up will give you a lot of hope, or the hope will be part of the glow up. It makes you hopeful. You have Freya, complexity. Yeah, understanding that life is very complex. Freya herself is a goddess of both love, sensuality, fertility, and death as well. She is a war goddess. She's a little bit of everything. Understanding that cycles are necessary, that you can be multiple things at once, that you can feel multiple things at once, and even though they may sound and feel conflicting, they actually make sense. So you accepting a complex aspect of yourself is actually helping you out a lot in this next journey, or in this next glow up. Also, she is a goddess of love. So like I said, there's been a loving energy in this entire reading. Pile 4. Intuition. Yeah, your intuition is definitely amplifying, or you're learning to work or even accept parts of your intuition. Because like I mentioned before, I'm typically more of a claircognizant kind of person. Like I'll just know things. Here, I'm having to feel things. Like I'm having to feel emotions. I'm having to feel energies in a different way. It feels more like feeling emotions. So some of you, your intuition could amplify your emotions, or your emotions could amplify your intuition, whichever makes sense. Because I'm not typically like that. Usually I'm more like I'm more just knowing, like I just know things. But here I'm having to feel them, like really feel them. And I feel like a lot of you are already either this way, or you will become this way. Also, a lot of you, your hair is looking great. That's what I'm hearing. It could have like a shine to it, or you could decide to lighten it, like go blonde or go lighter. Or it just looks shiny. We have Artemis, individuation. I'm going to get a clarifier for her. Persephone cycles. Yeah, what did I say? It's like understanding complex cycles. She's another goddess of quote, quote, death here. And Artemis is a goddess of the hunt. But I forget where. I think I heard somewhere online the Greeks call her goddess of the forest, goddess of nature. So this is understanding your nature. This is understanding that you're also very protected, because Artemis is kind of a protector of young children, maidens, and the animals in the forest. So you're very protected in all your complexity, whatever that is, whatever it may mean. There's also a very strong independent streak here, because it's like one thing that allows people to be very independent, like healthily independent as opposed to hyper independent, is knowing that there are people behind them supporting them every step of the way. Like, yes, they're doing everything on their own, but at the end of the day, they know that somebody will be proud of them. They know they can call somebody if they need it. Again, setting that pride aside. So that's coming through. And again, I'm thinking of Persephone and how her story really becomes a thing because of the myth of her being married to Hades. Not saying that you have to have a partner to have your own story here, but she really comes into herself when she leaves her mother behind. I guess that's more what I'm trying to say. When she becomes an adult and does her own thing and has somebody who supports her. So some of you may be finding support in places you weren't expecting. We have shadow. Oh yeah, you're definitely wrestling with your shadow here, or you're overcoming it. We have rage. Oh, you were in such dark energy. Noise. Shadow, rage, noise. Part of your glow up is knowing that you don't have to deal with this anymore. And listen. Some of you may have a hard time listening to people because you've been in an energy where you were around a lot of people who either spoke a lot of garbage, a lot of crap. They were very dishonest. It's like you were literally surrounded by noise and people who just didn't have anything good to say. And I see that kind of trauma in people who have a hard time listening or paying attention because they're so used to just not wanting to hear what the average person has to say, because they assume it'll be like whatever the people around them have to say. So it's kind of like in one ear out the other. And I feel like you're learning to really listen, that the things people have to say aren't always going to be ridiculous or stupid or crazy. They can be wonderful and awesome as well. In fact, it surprises me that you'd be at this reading if that's the case, Pile 4. Because I feel like people like that wouldn't want to sit at a tarot reading where we're trying to tell you all the beautiful things about you and all the wonderful things that could happen for you in the future. Because I feel like you're used to people not being honest, or maybe you've had issues with like trusting. I'm getting a little bit of that. Or actually, I'm getting a lot of bit of that. Maybe that's why I haven't been really clairaudient in this pile, because I'm having to feel the emotions as opposed to listen. And then back of the deck, we have leap. Yeah, taking that leap of faith. You will take a leap of faith. This glow up is leading you to that. But this is where I leave it, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Truly, because I know it probably took some time to get here. But thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the Kitten Nugget Tarot, then we have a reading here for you about your next glow up. We're going to see in what ways you are glowing up soon in the next chapter of your life. We're going to be doing internal glow up, external, and then a wild card, any other aspect of your life or situation that could be glowing up. We're going to start with the tarot, then we're going to get into some oracles to see more specifically what's going on. So we're actually going to start with the specifics. Now we're going to elaborate with the oracles. So I guess switch those around. But pile 5. How is my pile 5 glowing up internally? So this is going to be in terms of your personality, emotions, anything going on the inside that is not visible to everybody else. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. Interesting. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. I'm hearing motivation. I'm hearing you're getting a new sense of motivation. We have the Sun. This is you feeling yourself. It's interesting because the Sun has come out in this particular section for like half of the for large number of the piles in this reading. Not really half because I'm only doing 5, but you know, I feel like it's been coming out a lot because there's something here about your confidence coming through. And I feel like it's amplified by something that people don't really see. The Knight of Wands lets me think of like either like somebody who works out but nobody sees them work out, and that kind of like helps their confidence levels, or like I'm even thinking of physical therapy. Something physical is affecting your confidence. So it's not the physical thing itself. Like, for example, let's say you are going to the gym. It's not going to affect you on the outside as much as it's going to affect you on the inside. So, for example, I work out because of for my mental health, because I feel better when all those, the endorphins are releasing and whatever, whenever I work out. I do it for mental health reasons. So it's similar to that. Something physical that you're doing is aiding your inner glow up. It's aiding your confidence. It's aiding even the way you speak, and definitely your posture, I'm hearing. So if you are doing something physical, it's helping out your confidence a lot. Another way of seeing the Knight of Wands, if there is somebody involved, and I don't even want to say romantically, let's say you're hanging out with someone a little bit more, and whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like that's really helping your confidence here. So that's part of your next glow up. I'm going to get one more card for clarification. But whatever this is, you're not, the physical act itself is not the important thing. It's the side effect of it. That's why it's not in the physical glow up category. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, something that you're doing that is new for your health, specifically mental, emotional health is what I'm hearing. So you're doing a physical activity that really, really helps you out. Like, for example, I like to walk in nature, and that really helps with like my overall well-being. Like, yeah, I could do it for exercise, but really I'm doing it for how I feel after. And I feel like this is really going to help a lot of you guys. So whatever physical activity that you've been thinking of doing or picking up, go ahead and do that, because you never know how it's going to affect you on the inside. It's not about the outside, it's the inside here. How will this affect your life or life quality? This could also be a new hobby. Like, I just keep seeing you doing stuff and that affects you. I keep providing examples of myself because I literally do this to glow up on the inside. I do something physical. So when I was younger, I took up belly dance. And at first I did it because I thought it was cool looking. Like, I've always loved dancing. And it's funny. I kept getting Shakira's song stuck in my head this morning. And she's the reason I took up belly dancing, because I saw her do it in that one video. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And it affected my confidence so much, because suddenly I felt in control of my body. I felt very much, you know, like myself. It also gave me a stronger voice, because when you're working out that midsection, it really helps with the diaphragm. So I became louder and had a stronger voice, and that was the glow up. It wasn't the dance itself. I never performed for anybody. I did it for myself, but and for exercise. But it was the after effects of it that really made me glow up. All right, so how will this affect your life? We have the Seven of Wands, you taking back control, like, for sure. And the Page of Pentacles. You're starting something new. This is laying the foundation for the rest of your future. So I'm kind of getting like when you move out of your family's home and you learn to be your own person, your own self. I'm getting a little bit of that. So maybe some of you are literally moving somewhere, and then that's affecting your inner glow up. That's raising your confidence. Not only that, but you're moving with a lot more stability in life, or feeling like you have control over your stability, like you're not depending on anybody, and instead you're depending on yourself. This would also be something that positively affects your career or your ability to make money or an income. So your next glow up is bringing confidence so that it can bring in a new life for you. What's the time frame for this? Also, you're going to be much more active, but I don't feel like it's going to be like, for example, even if you do start going to the gym, you're not going to become like a gym rat or anything. You're not going to be somebody who's like obsessed with it. It's just kind of something you do. Because if you do, it's like going either at night or when nobody is there. It's giving Mars in the 12th house energy, which is what I have. Like, you'll never see me post anything about my workout routine. But like, that's my business. I don't want to show it to anybody. Even though all I do is yoga and Pilates and I guess Zumba. I like to dance. Anyway, so we have the Three of Swords reversed. So about 3 months is what I'm hearing. And this will be in silence. Like whatever this is, it's transformative. Like you may even cry during it. Whatever this is, like it's transformative to the point where like it could be frustrating, but it's a good frustrating because you're releasing a lot of emotions, like stuck emotions that you didn't realize were there. Again, I'm thinking of yoga and how certain modalities of yoga can allow you to release stress and stuck emotions. I'm thinking of like, what is it? Somatic exercises as well. So you could be doing something that actually helps you release a lot of baggage, a lot of emotional, mental, psychological baggage that you've been holding on to for a while. So yeah, whatever this is, it's allowing you to be happier. It's allowing you to be more in your skin and more confident. And I really do love this because it's like you never thought you would gain control of something or have something under wraps. And here you are, learning to conquer that. So I like that for you. Now, on to the actual physical glow up, the outer glow up. Because I'm curious, because I got a lot of activity, like physical activity in this first section. And my ear just popped, my left ear just popped, so I guess that's confirmation. Like I said, you're unblocking stuff, and it's allowing you to be confident. So pile 5, the external glow up. People may not see you for some time, I'm hearing. Because I'm trying to, like I go based off of what people see, and they're not seeing you for some time, so. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Yeah, you're becoming more mysterious, maybe even more quiet. But like I said, people may not see you for some time. And the High Priestess can act a lot like the Hermit in that she kind of keeps to herself. She does her own thing. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You're unobtainable. Like whatever's going on in your physical glow up, people feel like they can't reach you. Because the Queen of Pentacles is like, you know, when you see like a really super hot rich lady or person, like somebody who like screams wealth and status, like as they walk by, I'm getting that. But I'm not necessarily saying that you may be dressing like that. I mean, you might be dressing better. You might be dressing more bougie or whatever your version of bougie is. Dressing nice. Think like professional. Think nicely tailored clothing. Like it's obvious to people that you take yourself seriously because you are worth something, whether that's money or your time or something. It's like your sense of self-worth is showing in the way you dress or the way you carry yourself. And this is kind of, I'll be honest, it's alienating some people, but I don't think that's a problem. Like I don't think that's an issue with you. I feel like it keeps the dusties away, if you will. Especially, for example, if you're dating, I feel like this is a good thing because it keeps people who know you are out of their league away from you, and therefore they're not wasting your time. So you're dressing better, you're looking either healthier or wealthier or both. How will this affect your life? 6 of Wands. You getting what you want. Interesting. This screams Capricorn somehow. And the Hermit. Yeah, what did I say? The High Priestess can act like the Hermit. So you're looking amazing. You're looking great. Maybe people only see pictures of you online and they're seeing you like show off all the cool stuff you have, especially if you're like an influencer or if you work with certain marketing campaigns. I feel like you will be getting a lot of stuff and people will assume, oh, they've got money, but the truth is you're just being sponsored. So I'm getting a little bit of that because I'm thinking of like a lot of people I follow who do this, and as soon as they get a sponsorship, I'm like, oh dang, wow, that's amazing. Or they get sent, you know, a bunch of stuff. I'm getting a little bit of that. So your next glow up is based in material goods, either what you are given or what you are showing off, because there's something here about unattainability. You could be doing something that not a lot of people get to do. For example, like maybe out of all your friends, you travel the most, so you get to go to places and experience things, and that to them will come off as quote, quote, bougie, but the truth is you just have like family in other parts of the world, so you kind of get to travel for for not too much money, or you get sent there by like your workplace or by something else. So I'm getting a little bit of that, because the Six of Wands, you're looking happy, you're looking amazing, you're looking triumphant, and people are celebrating you. Like I'm seeing people be happy for you in this case as well. So a wonderful external glow up. You could also be spending more money on your physical appearance because you see it as a good investment. So yeah, but this will be very like intuitive. For example, I'm not saying, like, you know how some people get certain procedures because they're kind of a trend? You will get certain procedures because you feel called to it. Like using your intuition to get one, or you just get like a really serendipitous opportunity to get one. So for example, I've never had a facial in my life, never had one. I went on vacation recently somewhere where facials cost a little bit less than where I live. So I took that opportunity and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take one. And my glow up was, of course, that my skin looked better, that it took, you know, it got rid of all my impurities, all the blackheads I had at that time. So, you know, it's kind of like that. Like you will take advantage of opportunities being shown to you for a physical glow up. Or this could be like maybe all your favorite makeup goes on sale and you decide to stock up on it because you know, something like that. And people are noticing it because you're wearing it. So you're kind of showing off, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, but it looks good on you. And I feel like people are happy for you. Like I don't really see envy here at all. What's the time frame for this? We have the Hanged One. This is number 12. So it could be in December. At the point that I am recording this, we are going into December. Or it could take up to 12 days, 12 weeks, maybe a year. Maybe within a year you will see all of this, because with all this earth energy, it could take some time for you to get there. So within the year, for sure, you will go through a confidence boost. You will go through a physical glow up for sure. Your things will get nicer because Pentacles energy is like bougie. I just keep getting that. Like you may decide to invest in higher quality clothing as opposed to like fast fashion or something like that. So yeah. And then what other area of your life is glowing up? We have the Two of Pentacles reversed. We have the Seven of Pentacles. You're working really hard. Like you know what you need to work on and you're putting effort into it. Like you're very self-aware, or you're going to become self-aware enough of where you are lacking and where you are giving too much attention, and you're focusing on that. This could be in the workplace, or this could be in your personal life. It could be all of the above. But like I said, lots of earthy energy. You are setting things in balance because you're aware that things are in balance. I mean, I kind of even love the imagery here because there's this cat like struggling with these two coins, and then there's this cat looking very judgmentally like, my boy, what are we doing? My girl, my boy, bud, what are we doing? You know, I'm seeing a little bit of that. So it's accountability. It's like, yeah, I know I messed up here. Let me fix it. Let me work on it. So I feel like your next glow up is actual, like, not saying that you didn't have accountability before, but it's actually becoming something that improves your life. Hence why it's a glow up. How will this affect your life? We have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's you coming out of a victim mentality or feeling like you were hopeless or helpless in some way. It's you gaining control of your life. And again, this goes back to the internal glow up. Like you're doing something in the shadows or under the cover of darkness that helps your confidence be boosted here. And that's allowing you to take note of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Maybe it's a hobby that allows you to like be more aware of yourself, and you're applying that same mentality to every other aspect of your life. But the Eight of Swords reversed is a great card to have reversed. This is you taking off that blindfold and noticing things around you. So you're becoming more self-aware. That's another way. We have the Scientist. That's funny. I had this song, The Scientist, stuck in my head by Coldplay. I'm hearing the lyrics, questions of science, science of romance. Oh my gosh, how does it go? Questions of science, science and romance. Do not speak as loud as my heart. But the fact that it's reversed, I'm wondering if this is like a balancing of the emotions and your logic, for those of you who kind of tend to teeter-totter between those two, it's like balancing both your logic and your feelings, especially when it comes to important personal matters. I'm thinking, of course, of like interpersonal relationships. It's like logically, this is what you want, but your emotions and how you feel about somebody, this is how you feel. And you're kind of balancing those out, or at least making them be known. Yeah, because now the song The Scientist is stuck in my head, and it's a really nice song. It's one of my favorite Coldplay songs. And then there's also the notion that it's like sometimes you will listen to your heart and sometimes you will just follow what makes sense here. Because part of your physical glow up was the High Priestess, which in terms of physicality is mysteriousness, but it can also be wisdom. It's like somebody who just always says what they need to say at the right time. It's speaking wisdom without realizing that you are, because that's how intuition works sometimes. Because the amount of times I've said something that people are like, oh wow, you said this and it really changed my life. And I wasn't even thinking about what I was saying. And I'm not even just talking about my channel. I'm talking about in my real life, because people will tell me, oh yeah, you told me this a long time ago and it never left me. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what I said. I'm getting a little bit of that, where you're paying attention to all synchronicities and not discounting anything, even if you did before. Because scientists are this way, or at least a good scientist is. They don't discredit any possible theory until it's been tested or until they see some sort of result from it. And I feel like in the past you were quick to brush something off because of preconceived notions, and now it's like, well, that's a crazy idea, but let me run with it. You know, I'm getting a little bit of that. So it's more trial and error, but also hard work. And I kind of love this, because when you open yourself up to the possibilities of anything, you start seeing your options. You start seeing that maybe a certain thought or a certain idea wasn't so crazy to begin with. Ooh, I love this energy. Pile 5. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's get a time frame for this, if there is a time frame. Because the Scientist doesn't have a number. And this is a card specific to this deck. I actually was asked to use this deck as opposed to the other one I was going to use, because I knew one of these special green cards are going to come out. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So about, I heard 9 weeks, but it could also be 9 months, because for this one, there's like a longer time frame. Like this pile, you take your beautiful time here. You take all the time you need, and you also move at a more earthy pace. So something that makes sense to you. I don't want to say it's slow, but you definitely don't rush things either. And then back of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups and Justice. You have to feel ready for something. In order to do anything, you have to feel ready. So a lot of this has to do with time, because with the exception of this first one, which was about, I think I said 3 months at the latest, that's going to happen first because you're already working on something internal, but everything else will take time. So yeah, some of you could be coming into money within that time, and that extra inflow of income can help a lot with your glow up in some way, shape, or form. So let's move on to the oracles to see more specifically what is coming through. It's funny how a lot of these piles had a very similar message and similar cards, because a lot of them kept getting the number 3. So 3 months for sure. So pile 5. We have Sirens, Temptation. Interesting. I was talking a lot about that earthy energy. I feel like this could be taken 2 ways. Either you're resisting temptation, especially if you're working hard to achieve something, or you could yourself be very tempting to people. I feel like you're looking really, really good without trying and without really doing anything different. So take that as it resonates. I think you could be on both sides or one or the other. Because there's definitely, I know the physical glow up didn't really mention anything physical as much as it mentioned like what you'd be wearing and what you'd be looking like in terms of like quality. But here I'm seeing that people are very naturally drawn to you, or you will become very drawn. You'll become magnetic to people, let's put it that way. Because Siren also makes me think of like a voice that people like to hear, or like an aura people want to be around. We have Santa Muerte, death. Yeah, there's definitely a huge transformation here for a lot of you. Like, it's an intense energy, I'm not gonna lie. There's a very intense energy surrounding you that either attracts or off-puts people. I think it depends what they're looking for. And there's no real in-between. So, strong Scorpio energy, especially with the death card, or scorpionic energy. I would also look to where Pluto is in your chart because it did recently go into Aquarius. But yeah, intense energy. Maybe some of you have recently let something go and that kickstarts this entire glow up. Hence why I feel like a lot of you are in it right now. We have protection. Yes, you're heavily protected because right now you're in a state of transition. Ooh, back of the deck we have peace. But once the transition is over, you will feel more peaceful, or peacefulness will become more readily available. Like, it becomes easier to be peaceful. Oh God. Okay, so this one just popped up without me shuffling. The Seer, which is an intuitive card. This is becoming more intuitive. I think you are becoming more psychic, intuitive, and people are noticing it because the High Priestess was in the outer glow up. So if you're already into spirituality, you could be using it for like the public, for everybody else, kind of like when I started my channel. It's giving that energy where like you're becoming more public with your skills and your abilities. Maybe some people always knew this, but like they never really found any validity to it until you started taking it seriously yourself. That would make sense, actually. That's like the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. Because like I said, the Queen of Pentacles takes herself seriously next to the Intuition card. This is you taking your own intuition seriously and people are noticing it. And because of it, you go through a glow up. I don't know why I didn't put that together at first. All right, you got 2 of these. We have Whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, and channel. So some of you could become channels. You could start writing more, creating more. This is a beautiful card. This is like sorry, not 8th house. This is, maybe some of you are coming from that pile. This is the sacral chakra. This is being able to create. So you're becoming more lucrative in your ideas, in your, I'm hearing time. So maybe you're creating time as well. Which I've mentioned in some readings before, that the concept of time is really something we can control whether we recognize it or not. Because I don't believe that we are not in control of our time. I feel like we are, because there are days that feel so long to me. And I'm like, am I just making this day longer than it needs to be? Or I'll be with somebody that I don't want my time to end with, and I will get like all the time in the world with them, or it will feel like that. So take that only if it resonates. We also have the fertile void. Inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. Yeah, because like I said, you're starting something in secrecy and nobody's knowing about it. And the only way it will manifest at first is through that internal glow up, the confidence, the ability to start something, the ability to stand on your own 2 feet. So whatever you're needing to keep secret right now, keep it secret. It's a fertile void that will soon become apparent. It's like, here's the fertile void. Imagine this is where you plant the seed, and here's all the creativity and ideas. So beautiful cards to come out together. These are actually very compatible cards to come out together. No wonder you're the only one who got 2 of these. And then your final cards, my pile 5. For my pile 5. We have desire. Like I said, a lot of you're getting a lot of I don't want to say it's romantic attention. I feel like it's more the other way around. It's lustful attention because you're looking really good and you're drawing people in, and people are like, I don't know what it is about pile 5, but I'm just really into them. So you're attracting that for sure. Like, you're being very tempting, but I don't think either you don't care about this or it's not your thing, but I'm just letting you know it's out there for you if you want it. We have Earth. Interesting that Earth came through twice. So a lot of you could be spending time in nature, or you could be really grounded. Lots of earthy energy in this one, like a lot of earth energy. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo are heavily amplified here, or those aspects within your chart are amplified. We have blockage reversed, which I'm not meant to take reversals, but I do feel like you're releasing blockages. and express. Beautiful. I feel like you'll be able to express more parts of yourself. You'll be able to communicate something, again, because you're becoming so confident in the person that you are. And then back of the deck, courage. Yes. So you're becoming more confident, and it's allowing you to finally express things that you have not been able to express before. Put things into words that didn't make sense before, or find the right, I heard find the right language. Maybe that's important to somebody. Find the right language, the right word usage, the right ways of communicating. Or maybe it's just like a voice change, because I did mention that in what pile was it about your voice sounding different? Oh, no, it was with the sirens. I feel like your voice may even change, or the way you speak could be different, which is allowing people to understand you better. Or this could just be fluency that you are gaining as well through the courage that you have. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.